Okay, and then I'm gonna go back over to,
Maybe you should have Jen do that. Is she better at remembering to record?
we're trying to do it, both of us are
Oh,
bad at it. So, I know, we talked about like the best way, oh, I'm on the wrong computer, get out of it. My bad, everybody, sorry. I can't, is this not on? It is. My apologies for the delay right now. I don't know how to get out. Do it. There we go. Okay. Try this again. Here.
Oh, and you come here.
Yeah. Yay. Gotcha. I'm gonna do this first. Again, my apologies. I promise I'll have this in a second. The owl is in my way, so I can't see how to share. All right, we good? Everybody can see. Fantastic. So we're going to start with the report of entry findings. I sent that out to you on a second cover on Monday. If you didn't get it for any reason, please let me know. But what I hope to do tonight was just talk through on a high level what the report found and sort of my recommendations for next steps, and then answer any questions if that works for the group. So it was fantastic that I had a great opportunity to talk to so many people and listen to a lot of feedback from one of the nice things about Cape Cod Collaborative, but collaboratives in general, is that we serve so many constituencies. And so as opposed to if I was in a district working on a report of entry findings, I'd be meeting with one school committee, you know, principals, things like that, the teachers, but here it's 20. So I had the opportunity to talk to almost every person that works here. Many of our district leaders, school committee members, board members, families, students, and community partners. So it's been a long and very enlightening process that I'm really grateful that I have the opportunity to do. And there's so much good happening here at Cape Cod Collaborative. And it was really nice I knew that, but it was really nice to have my findings validated by this process. So I'm going to just talk through what I found to be key strengths, major challenges, opportunities for growth, and then recommendations for next steps. So at the forefront of our strengths is our commitment to students. And that's true in our programs, in the STAR program and Waypoint, but also in our transportation and in our contracted services that we provide in districts. Every person to a fault, every family member, every kid, everyone talked about how committed our staff are to the students we serve. And it was just really nice to hear. They're very much about seeing kids for who they are and figuring out what they need to succeed. There's also a really collaborative culture. So across the region, the district leaders collaborate really well together. They partner on initiatives and on best practices, and the Cape Cod Collaborative can have a really significant role moving forward in sort of housing all that for districts, so that, you know, they have a one-stop shop, in other words, to figure out how they're going to work together to solve what are some significant challenges that we share on the Cape Islands and right over the bridges. Operational excellence, we heard from our staff and from the districts that, you know, things run well. They're smooth, they're really flexible, and problem solving mindsets that come across in all of our departments. Transportation was definitely highlighted. You know, someone said, I don't know how she does it. She must have like a magic wand, because I could never figure out how to get these routes to get in on time, and yet they do. And then the same with students. Students come to us and have days that their families never imagined they could have. And I think those were some of the emotional conversations that I was able to have with families who were pretty much like, this was, school was a non-starter for my child, and now they come every day and they're happy to come to school and they're making really nice progress. So that was such a gift to be able to hear from people. And then staff dedication, we have some really strong longevity around our staff. We have a lot of new staff as well, but we have people who've stayed there here their whole careers. We have people who, you know, come back. We have someone who I think was at 29 or 30. I was trying to think of Barbara. Was it 30?
Yeah, she might be close to 30.
Almost 30 years. And then we have people who have been here. You saw in the report the distribution of how long folks have been here. People come and stay because they're so committed to the mission of the Cape Cod Collaborative. So that is fantastic. One thing, side note, that we're starting next week, I hope, is the collaborator of the week, where we'll highlight someone who works here every week on our social media and learn a little bit more about them. And the people don't know it yet, but the people who have been here the longest we're starting with. So on next week, when I'm back in Osterville, I'm going to talk to our first person and ask if they're willing to do it, and then look out for our social media, because we'll be highlighting collaborators of the week moving forward. Some of the major challenges, I don't think these will be surprising to you because you're facing them in your own districts as well. Workforce sustainability is number one. So finding qualified staff who are able to find housing and want to do the work that we do for the money that public education pays is challenging. It's a huge challenge, and right now we have openings across the board in our programs and in transportation. And while we're starting to pick up, and I'll talk about that, I think at some point tonight, we are interviewing for some positions that we weren't getting a lot of interest in, and now we are, and we're excited about that. But it's still really difficult for a young person to come to Cape Cod and find housing that allows them to work as a new teacher or a para or a bus driver or a monitor and make a life here. It's really difficult. So that's something that came across very loudly. Communication and data systems. In the report, you'll see that I list some of our data systems that we use, that none of which talk to each other. So we have a system for budget, we have a system for IEPs, we have a system for student information, we have a system for time and attendance, we have all these different systems that don't talk to each other. And as a result, there's a lot of opportunities for human error in our management and operations. And so that is something that we are looking to hopefully solidify and collapse into one or two systems that can do everything for us. So that's one of the things we're looking at. Facilities instability. One of the biggest challenges for collaboratives is that there is no mechanism by which we can do capital projects. There's no MSBA costs. There is really nothing except by bringing in more revenue, and bringing in more revenue means we need programs, and in order to have programs we need space. One of the challenges that I think is later in the agenda, but I'll just highlight here, the Waypoint program is at the MacArthur School in Yarmouth, and that program, we are sublessees of Bridgewater State. We partner with them for particular things that they do there, but we also run our Waypoint program there. And the town of Yarmouth has an item on their special town meeting warrant in next week to do a feasibility study for the MacArthur building to determine if there is a better use for it for the town. So the Bridgewater has put 2 million into that building, 2 or 3, 3 million into that building. We at Cape Cod Collaborative have put more than $5 million into that building. So for the amount of money and commitment we've put in, knowing that that money could not really manifest for us being able to stay, is a real huge challenge for us financially, just from a like functioning perspective. I just talked about housing being really difficult to find, but trying to find a space for our programs. Also, these are the kids, these are public schools, and these kids not only are entitled to a free and appropriate public education, they need the best teachers. They need the best sites because they are not succeeding in traditional public schools. And so for us to put them in buildings that are able to be taken away at any moment, that are may or may not be up to the standards that a traditional school would be, and to have no mechanism by which we can purchase our own buildings or do our own build, it's really difficult. So there's a lot of statewide work that's going on with that I'm on the legislative committee for MOIC that we're doing, but that's a real challenge for us. And then regional constraints. So the enrollment of most of our districts has gone down. However, the needs of the kids have gone up. And but while their enrollments go down, so do the district's ability to fund programming that we offer. And the programming that we offer is the only way that we bring in revenue. So it's a real kind of catch-22 that is something that definitely keeps me up at night. I mean, we're in very good shape financially. Mr. Murphy does an excellent job, and our treasurer, Mr. Friel, and the board of making sure we're in good shape financially. But I'm looking 5 and 10 years ahead, and I worry about the sustainability of our operations and what we do, knowing that we're at the whims of others and not in charge of our own sort of destiny. That just sounded much more dramatic than I meant to, but I was a theater major in undergrad, so I can buy it honestly. Okay, opportunities for growth. Strategic planning, you've heard me talk about this since my interview, probably, if you were here then. The last strategic plan was in 2010, so we are beginning our strategic planning process now. You'll see on the agenda there is a board voluntary Zoom with our facilitator for strategic planning on December 1st at 5 o'clock. But we are, the expectation is that we'll have our strategic planning done and ready to implement July 1 of 26. So that is a huge opportunity and ability for us to shape who we're going to be moving forward. Professional learning, this is one I just want to highlight because last year we had a part-time, was he 0.6 or half-time? I don't remember. Dr. Bonded. No, it wasn't either. Half-time. We had a half-time consultant who oversaw professional learning for the collaborative. I think that that's an opportunity for the collaborative. Starting in July, I'm going to be recommending that we put a full-time person in who can oversee professional development, therapies, and growth for the collaborative, because professional development is an opportunity for us to diversify our revenue source, and we can do it for cheap for districts. We can do it at a really low cost. We can write grants that will support professional development coming in. I just today submitted a competitive grant for $50,000 that we are hoping we'll get, which will be providing PD on restorative justice to the region. But we need someone in place to do that full time, to build those relationships. And so I am just putting that out there as a spoiler alert. I think it's an opportunity that is not a huge lift, but could make a huge difference for the region and for the collaborative financially. Technology integration, we've made some nice improvements in that area since I came. The internet generally works now, which is like great, but there's definitely more opportunities for growth there in terms of not just the hardware we have, but the software our kids have access to, the data systems that we're using, and then also using the collaborative as a hub for sharing technology resources with the districts. So we are working with some partners right now on, there's a program called Go Guardian that helps, Go Teacher, sorry. Go Guardian is the company though, that tracks, helps districts track what is being used and what isn't in a district so that they can see where they're spending their money and how how, if the money is giving a return on its investment. And so we're working with the company to say, hey, you can purchase that through the collaborative at a reduced rate. We'll facilitate it for you, and you'll be able to get all this great data. So it's pretty exciting, the opportunities that we think we have in technology integration. And then an equity focus, we are working very hard with our DEI partners in the districts to ensure that students are having access to what they need when they need it, that we are providing culturally responsive programming, professional development for our teachers, and that every kid is getting what they need in order to grow. So the next steps are, again, that strategic plan development, modernizing our data, so making sure we can integrate what we're doing into one or at most two systems. Building out our professional learning network. So right now we have Java likes for superintendents, assistant SUPs, curriculum directors, business managers, and special education directors. We want to, I think it's an opportunity to grow those Java like groups so that we have tech directors maybe who come here, ELL teachers and coordinators can come. We should be the one stop for everybody to get what they need for Java likes and professional support. And then looking at facilities and capital planning, continuing to work with MOIC, but also talking as a board about how, through the strategic planning process, how do we see ourselves operating in 5 years and 10 years from a facilities perspective. And then continuing to grow and improve communication and transparency for what we do and how we do it. So with that, I will stop sharing for a minute and just stop talking for a second and see if anyone has any questions or feedback that they'd like to share.
I just have a question. If we have a lease, aren't they obligated to keep that lease up? Are we protected?
It's a good question. There's water.
I'm sorry.
Yeah. Do you want?
Yeah, I'm okay.
Okay. So there is, this site has a lease. We have a lease with Barnstable, but the lease expires at, throughout at certain points.
Yeah.
And same with Yarmouth. We have a sublease with, so Bridgewater has a lease with the town. Yeah. And there's lots of conversations about what that lease looks like, how long it runs, that are in play right now. So I think that I went to the Yarmouth Town Select Board meeting last week and listened in to a few things. Also, all of the superintendents, Cape and Island superintendents, wrote a letter of support for the collaborative that Dr. Smith from Yarmouth and Dr. Ahern from Barnstable, they also came to the Select Board meeting in Yarmouth last week. They read into the public comment. I can share that letter with you because it was wonderful, supporting Waypoint's location and recommending that we stay there, talking about the way that we save the community's money by being in a mid-cape location and all of that. I will be going to the next board meeting, the select board meeting in Yarmouth on December 2nd, and talking to the board just about the collaborative and what we do. And I have been reached out by someone from the finance committee in Yarmouth just today. And I'm going to talk to them, it looks like potentially Friday. So nothing, but again, it's less about even Yarmouth and Barnstable, but more about the unsustainability, the up in the airness of facilities for collaboratives. And it's something that is a risk for this organization. So,
okay, thank you.
Sure.
And you're on their agenda, so you'll be able to speak.
Yeah,
okay.
I will be. I wasn't last time, but I will be next time. I've been told. So
yeah.
Any other questions on the report of entry findings?
I have a question.
Sure.
Just out of curiosity, do you have any teachers that commute to you from off Cape?
Oh, yes.
Okay.
Absolutely, we do. We have a carpool at Waypoint of 3 folks that we take bets on what time they're going to roll in. Depends on who's driving the carpool. But
right.
Yeah, I don't have exactly how many, but a lot.
Yeah.
And more at Waypoint than not, which is funny because we're so far mid-Cape, but Waypoint to be on the base.
Yeah.
And so some of our veteran teachers who've been with us a very long time when it moved to Sandwich, they moved with it to Sandwich, and then, you know, it's in Yarmouth, and so it adds another 40 minutes
Yeah.
potentially to their commute, but that's that staff dedication, so.
That's great. Thanks.
Sure. Okay, that report will go on our website, and it also will be sent to TLA, the agency we're partnering with for our strategic plan, and it will help us launch into the strategic planning process. So I'm going to go back to sharing. See, I said it, I couldn't help myself. We all do it. We are not able to share without saying I'm going to share. Okay, next for my report, I hope, is me. Oh, okay. The joint conference. So some of our colleagues are not here tonight because this is the week of the joint conference in Hyannis. I wanted to highlight just two quick things. One, I'm on a panel on Friday. I'm presenting, celebrating 50 years of IDEA. So if any of you are around at 10:30 at Barnstable 3, come on by. I'm with several other collaborative executive directors, and Joanne Haley Sullivan is the facilitator, though she's our MOIC executive director. And just so you know what we're talking about, it's those articles that we've put out about our programs. So we had a newspaper article come out about 2 of our students who were sent back to districts successfully. So I'll be talking about that very briefly. And then just a reminder, there's a breakfast, a MOIC breakfast on Friday as well at 7:30 in Osterville B, where I'll be, if any of you are interested in coming, where you can meet your colleagues from across the state who are on collaborative boards. So I wanted to just highlight that. Our 50th celebration. So on Monday was our 50th day of school. And so the STAR staff made the number 50 and took a picture using our someone's drone. Was it ours?
No.
Someone brought in a drone, which I think is just so clever and so much fun. The 50 activities have continued all year. They've been really great. And I just let you appreciate seeing this. I think it's adorable.
And I'll bet you the kids loved it.
That was staff.
That's
Oh,
staff.
staff, okay.
Hey,
Yeah, I don't know if we could call.
I don't know if you can see right here,
yeah.
but here is Ambrosia, who is one of our speech therapists, therapy dog, and she is apparently, when she was a puppy, got attacked by like an eagle or something, and so she's watching the drone, very afraid. And then Calvin, who's here right now, is doing what he's doing right now. He is asleep. He's laying down. He's exhausted. But the staff did a fabulous job. The human staff.
But we didn't notice there were boxes. And
Yeah, what is
so
that?
we remarked on how we think outside the box.
Okay, I didn't want to like
No.
make you feel bad.
No,
by asking.
we had no idea.
All right. Strategic
So we
planning.
thought-
So as I mentioned, our strategic planning sessions, we have some volunteers from the board, so thank you. If you're interested in volunteering, you can sign up on the Google form I sent you. There's also a QR code on your screen that will take you to the Google form. Signups are by Friday. Next week, we will look at who has volunteered, and then we'll let you know if we're going to use, if we need you, because we want to have representation from geographic diversity, but also role diversity. But we've got some nice enthusiasm about joining this group. I was at Waypoint the other day. Well, I'm at Waypoint every day right now, but on what day was it? Friday. Or Thursday. No, it was Friday. It was the half day. And one of the students was getting ready to leave at, their whatever time they leave. And Dr. Woodward was there and in the front. And he comes up, he's like, why we got 2 bosses here? And I was like, because, we're very special, whatever. He's like, how do I be the boss? And I said, well, friend, we're doing strategic planning in the winter and I need student reps. Are you interested? And he was like, are you kidding me right now? Are you kidding me right now? And I was like, no, I'm not kidding you. Do you want to do it? He's like, yes, I need transportation. I'm like, we figure it out. I can talk to your mom. We could get, somebody to drive you back and forth. He's like, are you serious? And I'm like, yeah. He's like, I'm gonna wear a suit. And I was like, okay, you don't have to, but you're welcome to, but you can't swear. And that's the one thing I just need you to know. He's like, no, that's business. This is business. So he's coming. So I'm very excited. We will have at least one student rep, hopefully one more than that. But if you're interested, those are the dates, more information to come. As I said, there's a focus group for the board as well that will post an agenda because it will be an open meeting, but it's not a requirement that you need to come. But you'll have opportunities to talk to the facilitator that way as well. Looked like Agina had her hand up. Is that okay?
Ingina?
Yes. Are you firm about all persons have to be, all meetings will be in person?
Yes, only because we tried to do this remote stuff in other districts, and it did not work well.
Okay,
So, but like I said, the focus group with the board will be virtual, so that anyone who's on the board, and I'll tell you about that in a second. It's on the agenda. That's will be an opportunity for if any input you want. Plus, there'll be surveys as well.
there'll be what?
There'll be surveys that'll come out to you as well.
Okay, all right. But if I can be useful in any way for one meeting or two meetings, I'm happy to do that. But I'm not able to come in person to every meeting. But I'm so glad we're doing this, especially
I'm
after
so
your report.
excited.
Thank you.
And I know it's a lot, it's a heavy lift, especially from Provincetown to ask. So I totally get it completely. So just a reminder, the required training for collaborative board members, you would have received an email from Canvas catalog enrollment. And this isn't up here for public shaming, it's just faster if people want to see if you've done it or not. This was about a month ago who had done it. If you have any glitches with this required training, or can't see it, or don't know if you reach out to Paula Jo Gaines, her email is below. It is required only once every 6 years. So if you haven't done it yet and need the email resent, you can reach out to Paula Jo and she'll hook you up. But I promised her when I met with her recently that I would put this on my report, so I have. And then we're gonna do program updates, which I can stop sharing so that you can actually see people. I'm going to, I'll start with Waypoint because I'm gonna give Waypoint because Dr. Woodward wasn't able to be here tonight. So Waypoint is, we have several referrals that we're touring through, which is exciting. Last year, we weren't able to really be open to referrals in the same way, but this year we are. We had a new staff member, a new teacher start today. Her name is Lenka Ward, and she taught at Waypoint for 2 years in 2020 to 2022, but had to leave for to take care of an ill family member overseas, and then decided that she wanted to come back, and she started today and she is amazing. And I am so excited that we have her. So that's fantastic. We are doing interviews for the program director position, which has remained open this whole time next week. We have several strong candidates who have put in applications. So we're excited about that potentially being filled. Dr. Woodward and a team of folks over there will do interviews next week, and then they'll make a recommendation to me. So fingers crossed that, because you heard me say several times that the right person needs to be in that position. And if the wrong person is worse than no person. So we're going to make sure it's the right person before we make a recommendation to the board to move forward. But we're so excited. One of the things that we invested in, which I think has made a huge difference, is you all know about School Spring, which is the way that schools hire people. So School Spring shifted maybe 2 or 3 years ago to a model where you had to, it doesn't even matter, but you had to pay a certain amount in order to do, and you could access you could do it for free, but you couldn't get people to apply through School Spring. They had to apply through email. And I came and I was like, oh, that's way too complicated. So we invested and signed up for Talent Ed, Unified, what is it? Talent Ed. And huge shout out to our human resources manager, Troy, who somehow, I don't know why you guys sit over there, but he's That's right.
I'll tell you later.
I know that, but I don't love it. So Troy Thompson and Jen Smith, who took the lead in setting up Talent Ed. We went live last week, I believe, and within minutes, basically, of going live, we started getting applications.
Wow.
So it's my guess that the free version also means you don't get seen as well, because we are being seen now, and so that's huge. We got a Nantucket application for a driver. Anders, how do you feel about that? I know. So all of that to be said, it's a little bit of an investment financially, but well worth it if we can start to fill some of these positions. So that was, what were we just talking about? Oh, Waypoint. The kids have been, today they were making banana bread and culinary, and I'm not gonna lie, they made little individual banana breads, and I had one of Jackson's, and it was so good that I feel like I want to hire him to make us all banana bread for strategic planning because it was amazing. The kids are doing well. They're doing well, and I'm so pleased and proud of all of them every day, even the days that are hard where they're struggling. They're just an amazing group of kids. Our staff are so dedicated, and it's a joy when I get to spend time over there. So that's Waypoint. Now I'm going to mix it up and go to transportation. Mr. Erickson.
Alrighty, thank you. So last month was interesting. We're still hanging in there. We're doing pretty well at this point. Mashpee is still fully staffed, which has been great. The one thing that I have seen this month is that a lot of the areas like Mashpee and Bourne, we used to have a lot of people out, they're coming to work. So that's been super helpful. Just not having to cover, with 140 some odd drivers and routes. If just a few people a day are off, it already puts us behind the 8 ball. So we still have some issues with that. Having these districts full and having most of the routes filled has allowed us to use our extra resources to fill when people are not there. So that's been helpful. So again, Mashpee is fully staffed. Truro is fully staffed. That's been great for years now. Bourne, we still have, we are fully staffed. That spare driver, as I mentioned last month, is now on a route because we did lose a driver there last month. He's moved on to be a spare with us. At least for now, he's helping out in a number of different areas, which has been great. Monomoy continues to be our biggest struggle right now. We're 2 drivers short in Monomoy right now. We do have a newly licensed driver who's having some issues with his retirement from his full-time job. And he's pretty much said he's not going to start until he gets his retirement worked out. So he's kind of on hold right now. So we do have that one route open. And we have a driver who just went out on leave. We're not sure how long she's going to be out. We still do have that other driver who's on leave, but we've got someone who's been helping out and filling that route full time. So still too short though in Monomoy, which has been challenging. Nauset, we still have the one open route at this time. We're looking for somebody to fill that, but again, we had 3 a month ago, so that's progress. On a sad note, in Nantucket, it's been a very, very difficult month. Our newest driver over there, Paul Budzinski, unfortunately, he passed away unexpectedly last month. And so that's been very difficult for him, for all of our crew over in Nantucket. It's been very, very tough on them. And he used to work in the schools, so everyone over there knows him. It was a horrible tragedy, and so we're Nantucket drivers are dealing with that right now, which has been difficult for them. On a positive note, it looks like we're going to have a 7D driver over there soon. We've got 3 people studying for it, and I've kind of told all of them, you want to be the first one. Whoever gets the first one is going to get the route. So everybody's pushing really hard. So having that 7D driver, having that extra driver to be able to jump in and help out and grab extra kids and that kind of thing, that's going to be huge. And as Hope said, we did get another call for a Nantucket driver we have 2 or 3 people who are interested and they say that they're studying right now. Some people do drop out from Nantucket. Again, it's very, very difficult because they have to come over here to train. But if we can just get one, it would make all the difference. So that's kind of where we are in Nantucket. For the small bus, we did have an open route on the small bus. One of our trip drivers took that route. Unfortunately, that leaves us short a trip driver. Trip drivers have been, sorry?
It's like Jenga.
Yeah, it really is. Every day, actually. So trip drivers have been a real issue. There's no one new coming in who wants to be a trip driver because it's it's a lot of unknown. You don't know when you're going to work, how long you're going to work, how many hours you're going to get. It used to be a great part-time job for people, and now now everybody wants a route. So that is going to be a struggle for us. We need to figure out a way to deal with that because we've got 4 or 5 districts over here and 2 trip drivers. So we're working it out, but that's definitely a challenge. We do have some activity as far as new drivers are concerned. We have one person in training, a CDL driver. He lives in Bourne. He's about halfway through his training right now, so we're very hopeful that he'll be starting relatively soon. And on an extremely positive note, we finally have a new NOSIT supervisor, that Brianna Roderick, who is one of our dispatchers. She's been with us for about 3 years and has done a tremendous job for us. She's going to take that position. And Heather Warner, who is this might be jumping the gun a little bit, but we have some people, including one of our spares, Heather Warner, who's interested in taking that dispatcher spot. So it's going to be great having a presence out in NOSIT, somebody out there for the drivers to go to, and she'll do a great job out there. So we're very excited for that. And I think that's it.
Anders, can I just ask if you require the Nantucket drivers to come over here for training? Do you pay for their transportation and also pay them for the training?
We do, yes.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah. Yeah, it takes a long time because they can only train kind of in between routes. So they'll get maybe 3 or 4 hours a day and they need 60. It's a lot of trips over, and with the weather, some of the trips get canceled. It's worked out really well. If the person commits, it gets done. So we just, we need somebody who really wants to do it. The latest person is a good friend of a current driver, and she's excited to do it, and she's got some of the requirements already. So again, we're very hopeful to get another driver over there relatively soon.
Thank you.
All right, let's go to STAR. What? Oh, I forgot. We're going to show you a STAR report. Hold on. Let's see if I can, because I don't know how to mess with Zoom today. Let's see. No, that's recording. No, share. Here it is. Yep. All right. Hopefully you can see this video.
So this was a student whose bus was late and had to stay at school.
Looked at that all day.
I think the kid.
Oh, Calvin's watching it right now. So when you think about supporting how you supported the collaborative with the facility dog, we just thought it was worth a view.
Yeah. Yeah, the student's van was very late, and that could have gone the other way, having to wait that long. And I was like, you know what? Why don't you come out and play with Calvin? So, and I don't know who was having more fun, to be honest. But speaking of Calvin, we have increased his schedule. So he's always been here full day, but it was a transition for him and us when he started. So he mostly stayed with me, and kids could access him, with me. Then we moved him into doing sessions with our social worker. So some one-to-one, some group, and now we've expanded that. And so classrooms have signed up for certain times of days during the week. So our 18 to 22-year-old group takes them for a walk 3 times a week. You know, kids read to him at certain times during the week. So we're trying to capture some of that on social media. So please check that out. But it's been nice to kind of get to a place where he can, you know, kind of have his own schedule. I did have a teacher say, you know, he's on my schedule and he didn't show up. And I said, well, did you communicate with him on when you sign up? And the teacher thought I would be bringing him. I go, I don't have time in my schedule to walk the dog around and get him everywhere. So we had to clear a few things up, but it has been nice to kind of have him, you know, accessing all the classrooms. So thank you again for supporting him being here. Last week on our half day, we did Alice training with Officer Stampville from Barnstable. So we want to put a shout out to him. He did an excellent job on a, you know, anxiety provoking topic, but everybody felt really good about it. He will be coming back a few times working with us this year. So he did a really nice job. I've interviewed for our para position that's open, as well as occupational therapists, and I'm hopeful. I'm keeping my fingers crossed on both of those. I toured a student, and he's gonna start after our winter break, which is exciting. And then I have 2 more referrals, but I just want to reflect on that for a second, because at this point last year, I had 14 referrals on my desk. And right now I have essentially 2. So it's just, you never know the ebb and flow of how referrals come in and what population as well. So it's just always interesting to me. I did not make fans with many of the students because I had to cancel our 2nd field trip of the year due to weather. So we were supposed to go to Plymouth Patuxent on Monday, and because of the rain, we couldn't go. So I'm desperately trying to reschedule that, particularly because I have one student who asks me every time she sees me, whether she just saw me 5 minutes ago or not. That's kind of all we have here at STAR. We're looking forward to our Thanksgiving luncheon, which is coming up. So we're starting to plan that as well. So that's it.
Julia, can I just ask, I think you said the 18 to 22-year-olds walk the dog, so then he goes to Waypoint?
No, we have a classroom of students on the autism spectrum.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah, that are 18 to 22.
Oh, okay, good to know, thank you.
Yeah.
But when we do learning walks at Waypoint, so we do learning walks at STAR and at Waypoint, and when we do them at Waypoint, Julia will come over and
Okay,
bring Calvin
okay.
with her, because they met during the 50th birthday party that we had last month.
They loved it.
Yes. One thing I thought, I don't know why I thought this, I didn't put on the slide, but it's in the agenda. I talked about that focus group for strategic planning for the board. It's on your agenda Monday, December 1st at 5 p.m. There'll be a Zoom link. So I said I was going to come back to it, but I realized I'm not coming back to it. So this is me coming back to it. So you can look for an email from me for that. Okay, and then and on the report of entry findings, because I said I was going to do this, and I need you to know, anything that was written was me. Anything that it looks like is Jen. So I need to give her, first of all, credit. But the reason she didn't want me to do that, but I said I would never ever put a picture of myself in a report about myself. So I said they need to know it wasn't me, because I would never do that. I'm embarrassed. But Jen did a fabulous job putting that together. So I just want to publicly say thank you to her. All right, staffing update. So this is a voting matter.
Okay.
In your packet, the changes since last meeting.
Okay. First, could I have, we have to like bundle, and we don't have to
Nope.
vote on each?
You just the way
that's written?
Approve it the way
Okay.
it's written. Yes.
All right, could I have a motion to approve all the additions and reductions and changes as written?
So
Thank you, Catherine. Do I have a second?
Second,
Thank you.
That was Brad.
Brett.
All right, Mary Rose Grady, Cape Cod Tech, yes. Devin O'Rourke, Eastham.
Yes.
Brad Schiff, Monomoy.
Yes.
Catherine Lonsdale, Nauset.
Yes.
Kathy McNamara, Orleans.
Yes.
Edna Lacombe, Haywood, Plymouth.
Yes.
Regina Lightcott, Provincetown.
She said.
I see her saying yes.
Okay, thanks, Regina. Alexis Higgins, Sandwich.
Oh, she said yes. I
Okay.
saw.
And Roger Bond and Wareham.
Abstain.
Okay. All right,
Okay, that's my report.
all right, thank you very much. So our next thing is, the financial review, Mr. Murphy.
Sure. So I shared the business manager report. I'm not going to repeat that, but just let you know that when we had a business managers regional roundtable on Halloween, we did one of our topics was to discuss our need to stay competitive with teacher salaries and paraprofessional salaries. And we did some talking through and analysis of what that might mean in terms of tuition increases for next year. We didn't commit to anything or confirm anything, but I just wanted to share with the business managers where we are, where districts are in terms of salary, cost of living adjustments that are already negotiated in many of our districts, and then some of the challenges we have on the paraprofessional salary table. So the folks that were there did have good feedback, and they understand the requirement to stay competitive. And we'll have the same discussion with our special ed directors at their next meeting. So a couple of both are going to be needed. And in the last meeting, we did provide the link to the KMS actuarial report. And we just want to vote to accept this report this time. And just a little bit of background, the KMS actuarial report is a review of our OPEB account, a separate account that's set up to handle potential post-employment benefit costs. We're doing very well with this. Not everybody has funded this as regularly as the Cape Cod Collaborative over the last decades or so. And we just want to accept this report in December, just so you understand the process. We will have a meeting of the OPEB Board of Trustees, which is all of you. So we'll do something you've done this, I'm sure, in your school committee meetings. We'll open the meeting, then ask to have a meeting of the OPEB Trust, have a 5-minute discussion with the treasurer and some recommendations, and then close the meeting. So just so you're set up for that.
Sorry, and it'll be held at the same time
Correct.
as your December board meeting. So it's not an extra meeting.
Yep, perfect. So all we need right now is just accepting the KMS actuarial report.
Do I have a motion to accept the actuarial report?
Someone.
Catherine, do I have a second?
Second.
Thanks, Kathy. All right, Mary Rose Grady, Cape Cod Tech, yes. Devin O'Rourke, Eastham.
Yes.
Brad Schiff, Monomoy.
Yes.
Catherine Lonsdale, Nauset.
Yes.
Kathy McNamara, Orleans.
Yes.
Edna Lacombe, Haywood, Plymouth.
Yes.
Regina Lightcott, Provincetown.
It's Lithcott. And I abstained because I did not see that report.
Alexis Higgins Sandwich
Yes.
and Roger Bond and Wareham.
Abstain.
Okay. There was a link to that
Yeah.
in your report,
Yeah.
yeah, okay.
And then the second vote is just to accept the warrants, approve the warrants.
So this is the one.
This is the
where
way
you
to
get the
bundle,
Bundle,
yeah. Could I please have a motion to bundle the warrants as written?
I second it.
Okay. Catherine first and then Nikki. All right, Mary Rose Grady, Cape Cod Tech, yes. Devin O'Rourke, Eastham,
Yes.
Brad Schiff, Monomoy,
Yes.
Catherine Lonsdale,
Yes.
Kathy McNamara, Orleans,
Yes.
Edna Lacombe, Haywood, Plymouth.
Yes.
Thank you. Nagina Lithcott,
Yes.
Providence. Thank you. Alexis Higgins Sandwich
Yes.
and Roger Bond and Wareham.
Abstain.
Okay.
And then the final.
Oh, no, now we have to
sorry.
vote.
Oh, I'm sorry. Got the bundle.
Yeah, that was the one. Now can I please have a motion to approve the bundle?
So moved.
Thanks, Kathy.
Second.
Thanks, Nagina. All right, Mary Rose Grady, Cape Cod Tech, yes. Devin O'Rourke, Eastham,
Yes.
Brad Schiff, Monomoy,
Yes.
Catherine Lonsdale, Nauset,
Yes.
Kathy McNamara, Orleans,
Yes.
Edna Lacombe, Haywood, Plymouth,
Yes.
Nagina Lithcott, Provincetown,
Yes.
Alexis Higgins Sandwich,
Yes.
and Roger Bond and Wareham.
Abstain.
Okay. It passes.
Okay. So then the next vote is a vote to surplus a number of our vehicles. We have them listed there. You know, we keep many of these vehicles forever and ever and ever. You see, they go from 2009. But I just wanted to, because we're going to be entering into a process over the next few months, I just wanted, this is kind of the end of the process. We've received a number of new vehicles over the last month or two. This allows us to surplus a number of vehicles. By December, we're going to be starting to make formal recommendations on what types of vehicles we would like to be purchasing. In January, February, we're going to make sure we get sign off from the districts if they're going to be assigned to districts, and then approval to move forward with the purchases by sort of the February time frame. In March, April, we confirm the financing on that and sign off on that. So the goal will be to have a process that allows us to buy, I'm guessing 15 to 20 vehicles that would show up in next year's budget, right? But we have to start this process way early, very early on this. But it takes a long time to get these vehicles and get this whole process going. And we're starting to get into a normal schedule of, in the fall, really reviewing our refresh plan for the entire fleet of vehicles, which is 180, 190 vehicles. So we're making some progress on this. But with that, can you surplus these vehicles?
Okay. So could I have a motion to surplus the 5 vehicles listed?
I so move.
Thanks, Nagina. Thanks, Catherine. All right, here goes David, Cape Cod Tech, yes. Devin O'Rourke, Eastham,
Yes.
Brad Schiff, Monomoy,
Yes.
Catherine Lonsdale, Nauset,
Yes.
Kathy McNamara, Orleans,
Yes.
Edna Lacombe, Haywood, Plymouth,
Yes.
Nagina Lithcott, Provincetown,
Yes.
Alexis Higgins, Sandwich,
Yes.
and Roger Bond and Wareham.
Yes.
Okay, thank you very much. That passes.
And,
Can I just ask you about the changes, possible changes for retiree health benefits?
So that's something that I would, Bill Friel, our treasurer, has been aware of this. And there's been the beginnings of discussion were started last year, the idea of that we would potentially change our policies in improve our retiree benefits. So there two ideas have been shared. One is to add spouses to our plan, allow retirees to add spouses to our plan. The KMS actuary did a review of that a year ago and said it would increase our liability by about a third, but it would make us competitive with other programs. And then the second idea that has been broached is what our employer-employee breakdown would be in terms of the percentage, and we're 50-50 for retirees health insurance. I checked with Barnstable's 50-50 for retirees, and DY is 60-40 for retirees. So if in time we decided to split the difference like we tend to do on the employer-employee, that would increase that percentage too. But the timing on doing these changes is again a year in advance. So we would, if we made any decisions, go into the next fiscal year's budget, and then retirees would be able to receive the benefit the next January. So it would just be a half year. So these are some discussions that we'd like to have with the treasurer involvement.
Can I add something to that too? Some of the things that Mr. Murphy's talking about are things that I've asked us to get information on in preparation for strategic planning. The team here is sick of me talking about when we do strategic planning, because I've been saying it since I got here. Anders is laughing, I can see it. But we really want to walk into strategic planning with as much sort of data as we can, so that the teams can have these discussions and then make recommendations to you all as the board about what we propose. So I want to be clear that there's a lot of conversations going on about a lot of different things, just so that we can be ready to really, because I'm very, very thrifty. I came from a very poor family, so I want to get our money's worth from our consultant and have as much prep work done as possible ahead of time. So I just wanted to add that to Mr. Murphy's report.
So my two questions on that, did you only look at DY and Barnstable so far?
I looked at others.
Okay,
Okay.
very good.
And because I would want to know like what all of our.
I did the whole.
And then the other thing is, if the operating budget impact would grow to $90,000, that's an additional $90,000? No, okay.
Probably
I was thinking-
$30,000 difference,
Okay, so
30 or 40.
I was thinking it would double what we put in for the OPEB. thing now, right?
How about we'll have an explanation for this at a different
Thank you.
time.
Okay,
Yeah, but so
okay,
Yeah.
thank you. All right, any
And
other?
is that additional amount of money for adding spouses or for the 50-50?
the analysis was for just adding spouses.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah, because we're already 50-50.
Right. 50-50 is the floor
Yeah.
of what you have to offer.
Okay, thank you.
So,
Okay, sounds good.
and then
Alright.
the other stuff on the financial review is just informational for you.
Okay. And was there something about ACH withdrawals?
That's what I meant. Those are the information.
Oh, okay, all right. And so now we're on to news
New
business,
business,
right?
yes.
Okay. Did you already give us the waypoint?
So
site
yeah,
update?
waypoint site update. I do want to also just add that there is some leaking from the cupola on the top of the MacArthur building that we're bringing in a company to help us fix, and all of that is also, that comes out of our budget. Any of the fixes or any sort of upkeep that has to happen to that MacArthur building currently comes from the collaborative's budget. So that's an additional sort of piece to what we have put in and will continue to put into that building.
So can I suggest that you wait until after you go to this?
Well, the leak won't wait. If we needed somebody who had a lift that could get up that high, maybe. We'll get a quote.
Yeah, that's fine, and then we'll just invest in some buckets if need be, right?
There's already buckets in the bonds office to spend. No, I mean, I have to say our facility director, Jamie Andrews, and Skip, how do you say his last name? Tetro, and who works over, they are phenomenal. They have kept that building so beautiful. And if something goes wrong, it's fixed within seconds, basically. They're amazing. So I do want to just give them tons of public credit for what they've done. But there is a financial implication to that, which is on us, and that's fine. But it's fine if we get to stay.
Yeah.
I don't know if you can tell my feelings on this. I don't have the best poker face, so. All right, the policies update. So I did hear back from Sarah Spatafor, our attorney at Murphy, Hesse, Toomey, and Lehane, with the list of policies that she recommends that the collaborative have. We are starting more or less from scratch. So what my plan was, and I wanted to just run it by the board and see if you were okay with it, is that I would put an internal subcommittee together to work on these policies, get what we have, and then bring them to the board for review. And that way, if any of you want to be on a subcommittee, great, but I don't want to hold up us getting our policies in line for that. So what do you guys think? Would that be okay if we do the preliminary legwork and then bring it to you for your consideration?
Sounds good to me. Do we have to make a motion for that?
No, there's no vote. I didn't want to go ahead and start this because policy is under the purview of the board. But I'm just a little anxious on how long it's going to take, and I want to get us caught up as soon as possible.
I think it would be easier if you did the legwork and then came to us, and if we had objections, or we could scrutinize it from there, yeah.
And I'm working with the MOEC group as well, so that we're like MASC does for school districts. We're looking for MOEC to help us sort of, systemize and make it consistent across the Commonwealth. So with that work, we'll then bring it back to you.
Perfect.
All right, super.
Thank you.
The last thing under new business is, sorry, I didn't mean to, you should.
No,
Sorry.
okay. Last thing under new business is SY 25-26 Transportation Handbook document highlighting updates.
Yes, so sorry about that.
No.
And I have to shout out to Mary Rose, who didn't know she was chairing the meeting until she walked in about 1 minute of 5. So you're doing an awesome job. Thank you for that. Anders and Lisa and I and Troy, I think. Did you work on this too? No, just Anders, Lisa, and I have been working on this handbook for many months, but they're driving so much that it becomes difficult to find time to do it. So we have it ready to go. It's gone through the attorney. The highlights, the changes are highlighted. There's not a ton. It was really cleaning stuff up more or less. One piece we've put in place, Zonar time and attendance. So some of our bus drivers are using the Zonar as opposed to the paper for time and attendance, but also Zonar is now what we're using for our pre-trip for everybody as well. So that's one. And then really everything else is, we use the GPS verification, nothing really new. We added vaping in terms of no smoking, but for the most part, there's no significant changes. So we would ask for a vote to implement this new handbook and get it out to our drivers.
I have a question. What is pre-trip?
Oh, I'll let Anders answer that because he did one today.
Yes, no, that's actually it's a DOT requirement that when they get to the bus, they go through and they do an 11-step pre-trip on the bus. They basically check all the different zones for make sure that the brakes are operational, all the lights, the engine, make sure that the seats are all the way they're supposed to be. It's a very comprehensive. It takes about 10 or 15 minutes. They do it every morning, and they do a post trip at the end of the day just to
Wow.
make sure that everything is still working.
Yeah.
And they record that all through the Zonar, so that it all goes, all the information goes electronically to the maintenance department, so that they know when something's wrong immediately. So
Okay, thank you.
together.
A
Sure.
great question.
Yeah.
All right.
Any other questions? All right, hearing none, could I have a motion to accept the transportation handbook recommended changes? So moved.
I
Catherine,
second it.
thanks, Nagina. Okay, Mary Rose Grady, Cape Cod Tech, yes. Devin O'Rourke, Eastham,
Yes.
Brad Schiff, Monomoy,
Yes.
Catherine Lonsdale, Nauset,
Yes.
Kathy McNamara, Orleans,
Yes.
Edna Lacombe, Haywood, Plymouth,
Yes.
Regina Lithcott, Provincetown,
Yes.
Alexis Higgins, Sandwich,
Yes.
and Roger Bonin, Wareham.
Yes.
Thanks so much. That passes. And I think that is
Yeah,
the
just
end of our meeting.
a reminder, the next meeting is December 10th, but there will be that focus group for you all virtually on December 1st. But yes, that is
And
it.
once again, this meeting time seemed to work out okay at 5 o'clock, so thank you.
I think so.
Yeah. Can I have a motion to adjourn?
Oh, before you do that, I just need to know about the December 1st focus group. Is that part of the planning committee, or is that something for the board to bring us up to date?
That's something for the board to give input into the strategic plan.
Okay,
So it's open to the board.
and it's going to be, but it's not going to be online.
This one is online. It's
Okay.
virtual. Yes.
And it's
And
the
I'll,
same time as this one.
yes,
on
and I'll
Monday.
send out a Zoom and a reminder. And Pam Gould, who's our facilitator, will be facilitating it.
Thank you.
No, thank you.
Thanks, Nikita. Can I have a motion to adjourn?
I so move.
Thanks, Nagina. Second?
Second.
Thanks, Catherine. All right, Mary Rose Grady, Cape Cod Tech, yes. Devin O'Rourke, Eastham,
Oh, he left.
he left,
Yeah.
okay. Brad Schiff, Monomoy,
Yes.
Catherine Lonsdale, Nauset,
Yes.
Kathy McNamara, Orleans,
Yes.
Edna Lacombe, Haywood, Plymouth,
Yes.
Regina Lithcott, Provincetown,
Yes.
Alexis Higgins, Sandwich,
Yes.
and Roger Bonin, Wareham.
Yes.
All right, we are adjourned.
Thank you all. Maybe
Thanks,
I'll see some of you Friday, but otherwise, happy Thanksgiving. Have a wonderful
Too.
holiday.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you
Thank
for a
you.
great meeting.
Bye, everyone.
Bye.
Bye.